Right guys, this is a quick video on heads up on how to put the kit together, predominantly aimed at either the learning diver or the occasional diver where we're either not sure on how it goes together, or we've literally forgotten how it goes together and we just need a couple of pointers to refresh our memory. You should, prior to diving, have all your kit together, which is going to consist of your fins, your mask, BCD, cylinder and regulator. Okay, when we go to the cylinder, I'm picking it up, it's always covered on the valve with something, either a cap, a screw-in insert, or in this case a piece of tape. That is showing us that the cylinder should be full. When you've removed the cap cover, look at the cylinder, look at the valve, make sure that the O-ring's in place. In this case, I'm going to remove this O-ring and insert because I'm going to use a DIN regulator. If you're using an A-clamp, you're going to leave that insert in place. So now I've removed it, you can see that I can screw the regulator in there. I'm going to turn this sideways so that you can see what I'm doing. First thing we're going to do is put the jacket onto the cylinder. So we slide the big cam band on first. Some jackets have two of these. This one has one. There is then a second band on this jacket which just goes round the neck of the valve and sits in place like that. Once I've done that, if we look at the jacket and the valve, they're roughly level at the bottom of the valve and the top of the hard part on the jacket. I'm going to bring this round, tighten up the cam band. Let's turn it round, you can see I'm going to crank that cam band over, tuck the loose bit through the last part of the cam band and crank the whole thing over to make sure it's nice and tight. Once that's done like that, I like to orientate the jacket in this position so I'm behind it. That way effectively I'm facing the way I would be facing if I was wearing this. I'm going to dive it, makes it easier for me to just orientate the regulator. When I get the regulator, you will have a cap on it, either a screw-on cap, a rubber cap that pushes on, one or the other. In an A-clamp it'll be a rubber cap that's held in. You're going to remove the dust cap. Orientate our regulators. So the only thing we need to think about to orientate them is the black hose. It's always going to come over the right shoulder like so. So I literally bring it round, put it there, and I screw this one in place. If it's an A-clamp, you're not going to screw it in place. You're going to put the yoke over and you're going to do the screw up on the back. It doesn't have to be really tight. It only needs to be pinched up, guys. If you do it too tight when it comes to taking it off, we're not going to be able to undo it. That one's all done up like that. If I move these hoses out the way, you can see how that's connected up. Okay, there's still a bit of movement there at the moment, that's fine. Coming round to our low pressure inflator hoses. On this setup I've got two. Colours are irrelevant, that's just personal choice. They're two different lengths. On this one, the long one is for the dry suit, the short one is for the jacket. So before I do the jacket, I'm going to tuck the long dry suit hose out the way because I don't need it. And I like to tuck it in here, down the cam band, which I just ease off. Tuck it down the side like that. And then I do this all up again. Nice and tight, that keeps that out the way. It's not going to dangle down, it's not going to drag around, keeps us nice and streamlined. Going back to the shorter hose for the jacket, I'm going to tuck that in there, which is through this piece of Velcro, and I'm going to plug it onto the low pressure inflator hose by pulling the knob bit back and pushing until it all snaps in place. Give it a tug, it's all together. Tidy it up, make it look nice and clean. That's ready to go. I've then got a gauge on that side. Doesn't matter which side that's on. I've got my regulators there. The only one that matters is that one over the right shoulder. When we're all connected, we need to look at pressurizing. We need to look at our gauge. Years ago, the gauges had a glass panel. Now they're plastic. There was a instance where glass panels could shatter on pressurizing. We still follow the practice that was brought in with that, and we're going to hide that gauge part into the jacket just prior to easing the air on. You hear the air go on, I look at my gauge, it's showing me that it's full, and I now turn this on completely. And I'm going to turn it back half a turn so that it's not rammed open. Check the gauge once more. And when we do our buddy checks, we will do a bit more safety check on this, but just initially I'm going to check that the air is working. That one's fine. That one's fine. And we've still got the pressure in the gauge. So that's your basic kit setup. Everything's all good to go, it's all tight. Last thing you need to do on this is put the appropriate amount of weight either into your jacket or on a belt. You will either be told or you will know what weight you need. If it's integrated like this one, you're going to tuck the weights into the pockets like that, secure them up, and just make sure that everything's all together. If it's a weight system you're using on a belt, then you're going to thread the weights onto the belt, position them around the belt where you want them, and when you put the belt on, remember guys, right hand release for the belt, so that you're going to come across to release the buckle from the right hand side. That's all together. Last quick check I'm going to do is with the jacket. I'm going to inflate, I'm going to deflate. I now know that that's all working. I do have another dump valve there and on the back, but for the time being, that's my kit together. Lie it down, tidy the hoses up, and I'm ready to go. When it comes to taking it apart, guys, first thing we're going to do is turn off the air supply on the cylinder. So that's off. Have any of the regulators there, press the purge button, air out until that's stopped hissing, keep pushing, and once you've done that guys, you can start and disconnect all your kit, starting off with the regulators. Okay, you can pull it all apart, you can change your cylinder, get ready for the next dive. You're going to put it back together in the same way as we've just done, and you should be good to go. If you haven't got your own kit, you need any kit or anything like that, come and see us in the Scuba Scene shop. We can either provide you with rental kit or we can sell you any kit that you want according to your needs. Okay, hope that's helpful guys. See you diving.